Right, so today I have a microbit and two questions. The first question is, can a microbit tell what temperature it is? And the answer to that question is yes, a microbit has a temperature sensor on it, and so it can tell what temperature it is. You can take it inside one room and it'll tell you the temperature in that room, or you can take it to another room and the temperature will change to the temperature in that room, or you can take it outside and it'll tell you the temperature outside. So the question number two is, if you've got a microbit, how do you code it to make it tell you the temperature? So we're going to see how to do that in today's video. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to navigate to the Microbit Make Code Editor. And the best way to probably find that is to type in your Google search bar, Make Code Microbit, and then hit enter. And the first entry that you can see there, Make Code, Microsoft Make Code for Microbit, is the site that you want. So just left click on that once and it'll take you right into the Microbit Make Code Editor. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is go into the My Project area and click on a new project here. So just left click New Project. It says give your project a name. I'm going to call mine Temperature Check. And then just left click Create. And it'll take you into a brand new project editor. Okay, so I've got two blue blocks here. The first one is on start and the other one is forever. I'm going to use the forever loop because I want it to always be monitoring the condition of the temperature. So I'm going to get rid of my on start loop. Just going to right click on it and left click to delete block to get rid of the on start block. Slide the forever block over, and then I'm going to go into the input area. In the input area, I'm going to scroll down until I find the temperature block. So this is a sensor. The input is my sensor blocks are in the input area, and so I'm just going to drag temperature out here onto the desktop. Okay, so the idea of this block is that it's going to sense the temperature, and it's going to do so in degrees Celsius. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable to store the temperature in. So I'm going to select left click on my variables area. They're going to make a variable and I'm going to call this variable temp, T-E-M-P. And then I'm going to click on the OK button and that's created a variable called temp. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the set temp to block and I'm going to drag that into my code. I'm going to put it into my forever loop and then I'm going to set the temperature variable to what the sensor picks up in degrees Celsius. So basically this is saying forever set the variable temperature to whatever the sensor picks up as the temperature in degrees Celsius. But we also want the microbit to read out to us what that temperature is. We want it to display on the screen of the microbit what that temperature is. So I'm going to go into the basics area and I'm going to pull this show number block out into my code. Show number. And so currently it says show number 0, but we don't want it to show number 0. We want it to show what the variable temp is. So I'm going to go into my variables again and drag my variable here into that oval area. So it's going to sense the temperature in degrees Celsius and it's going to set the variable temperature to whatever the reading is in the room or outside, wherever the sensor is picking up. Basically wherever we're holding the microbit, it's going to sense the temperature in that area and it's going to set the variable temperature to that reading, and then it's going to show on the display what that temperature is. And over here the emulator is showing us an example. The room isn't really 21 degrees Celsius. The screen can't pick up the temperature in the room. Only the microbit can, not the laptop. So it's just showing you an example of what it would look like if the microbit were a real microbit and it was sensing the temperature in the room and reading out to you on the screen what that temperature was in degrees Celsius. And just to show you, for example, you can change the reading in the emulator to a different number by dragging this down or dragging it up, and it'll show you what the emulator or simulator changes the number to. So you can drag it up or drag it down, and you can see here on the display, depending on what the sample of the temperature is in the room, it will show you a different reading on the display. So now that the code is there, I'm going to go ahead and download the code to my Microbit. So first thing I'm going to do is download it to my computer with the left click on the download button. And that creates a copy in my download folder on my computer. And then what I need to do next is connect the Microbit to my computer with a USB cable, and then move the downloaded hex file that I've just created directly onto the Microbit by dragging it onto the Microbit. Okay, so here's the Microbit, and I've got it attached to the cable, and then what I just need to do is plug my cable into my laptop here. So just plugging in to the side of the laptop my cable. There, the Microbit is now plugged into the laptop via the cable. And now all I'm going to do is drag and drop my hex temperature code onto my Microbit. And there it's now onto the Microbit. So the Microbit now has the code on it. You can see the temperature in this room is 17 degrees Celsius, but we'll go ahead and take this into other rooms and see, does the temperature change on the Microbit as we wander through the house, and even more so outside. Now, to easily travel through the house, I don't really want to take the computer with me, and I don't need to take the laptop with me because code's on the Microbit, but I do need power. So I've got this battery pack that I'm going to plug into my Microbit. It carries 2 AAA batteries, and that plugged into my Microbit will allow me to travel through the house and outside without carrying my laptop with me. So here you can see the Microbit, and this is the cable that is going to... So basically, there's a place there that my cable attaches between my Microbit and my battery pack, and that connection allows me to travel without carrying the laptop around with me. And I can see now the temperature in this room has gone up a degree. It is now 18 degrees Celsius in this room. Here's a room where the heater's on. As you can see here that it's already 22 degrees Celsius in a room with a heater running, as opposed to the outside hall where it was just 17 and 18 degrees Celsius. So temperature in here is slightly higher in a room with a heater on. So I hear I'm back out in the hall again. You can see it's dropped already from 22 down to 21, and let's just watch it drop out here in the hall away from the heater. There, it's dropped to 20 now, 20 degrees Celsius. There you go, it's down to 19 now, 19 degrees Celsius. There it goes, down to 18. You can see it does take a little bit of time to sense a drop in temperature, but if you wait long enough patiently, it will. You'll see the results, the change in temperature. Now let's go outside and see how cold it is outside. So here we are outside. You can see the light Oh, it's already dropped to 13 outside. Ooh, 12. 12 degrees outside. Actually step outside the house. See how cold it is. It's 11 degrees. It's 10 degrees Celsius. Nine degrees. We're 9 degrees Celsius. So now it's just going to show on the screen without rolling across because it's only one digit now. It's just going to show on the screen 9 degrees Celsius. Let's see if it drops any further. 8 degrees. I think that might be it, but let's just give it another few minutes just to check and see. Oh, nope. Nope, 7 degrees Celsius. I think that's it. It seems quite stable at 7. Whoops, 6. 6, spoke too soon. It's 6 degrees Celsius. Five degrees. Ooh, fluctuating between 5 and 6. So I think we've hit the magic number. We're right on the cusp of 5 and 6. 6 degrees Celsius is approximately the temperature outside tonight. And here I've just checked the forecast to see what temperature it is. Check to make sure I'm on Celsius, and basically the weather forecast says it's about 7 degrees Celsius. So we're within a degree or two of the forecast of what the temperature says it is here at this time and place.